Hello and welcome to episode 4 of SKE48Encore. This week was the birthday week, so we've got a lot of Satan size to talk about. Also, we move on from Team S to Team KII and introduce you to the first batch of members. I'm Chris, and joining me as usual are Jeff,
Yeah.
Willy,
Yo.
and Nick.
What's up?
Before we get to the long-awaited K2, let's have a look at the news first. On March 3rd, the music video for I No More was revealed. And yeah, what were your impressions?
Oh yeah, I like the song. Sounds like a Team S song. What I don't like about it is the makeup. Like it makes them look old.
It makes them look perfect, beautiful.
And yeah, if you watch the formation, it's like the older members in the front. So yeah, not really my thing.
Yeah, that's the bad part. Yeah, is to have soda in the front.
And Jelena center.
So it's more like the members that people who are not SKE fans also would probably know are more in the front, I guess.
Yeah, like for every time they do like a song for a AKB single, I think they should like have a young member at the front.
Yeah, that's what they used to do with Mizuho, Lala.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lala was center last time, right?
Yeah.
From gonna jump, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of a waste to put Julina for center for this song. But at the same time, Julina is not center anymore for the singles. So
whatever.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it's not the worst PV we've seen so far. It's actually pretty nice in my opinion.
The dance moves are pretty odd. They're kind of funny.
Yeah, it has like a disco theme, I think.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because like the members are dancing on the platform, and you've got members like at the left and right. It looks weird.
Yeah, that's really odd. Yeah. Like they don't belong there.
Yeah, or the platform is too is too small. I don't know. It's weird.
Only best get on stage. Okay. March 4th. Nick.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is graduated news rather than kind of more general news. But Furukawa Airi released her new. She announced that there's going to be a new Chibi Iron manga out. So this one is going to be called. It's going to be a continuation of her last one, called Chibi Iron no Yuyakana Nichijo. Well, this one is number 2, and it's going to be released on April 2nd. So in less than a month. And again, it's going to be the publisher is Kadokawa, as usual. And so, yeah, I mean, nothing else has really been said about it. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be more of the same, I bet. I think we're going to get the usual stuff where she's going to have some original panels that she's going to make specifically for this. And then other ones will be picked from the magazines that she usually has her comics in. And yeah, I mean, I've translated both her previous ones along with Willy's help here. So yeah, if you haven't checked them out and you're curious, you can go check out my translation of the manga scan. And I guess I'll do another manga scan translation for this one when it comes out, and hopefully I get to meet her if she has an event.
Okay, looking forward to that then. Okay, next we are on March 8th already, and Jeff.
Yeah, so USA tweeted 2 videos about the D3 members. So they're going to perform Igai ni Mango at the Uncheck event on March 18th. So they play Junken to decide the position. So the center is going to be Nakano Airi, the one for K2, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. All Iris go to K2 in SK.
Yep.
I think it's their only draftee, I think.
Yeah, it is the only picked one.
Yeah.
No.
It's two for S, 2 for E, and 1 for K2, no? Or maybe I'm missing someone.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about this
I think that's
2 days ago, right?
Yeah.
Nick?
I always get mixed up. Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, let's see how they'll perform. I'm sure they'll also be at the Saitama Super Arena. So,
By the way, this is going to be one day after the handshake in Kyoto, so this one's going to be in Yokohama.
Okay.
On the next day.
Good.
So I don't know why they're not doing anything at the other one.
Yeah, and then we've said like we didn't see anything from them, so yeah. Like from last week, I think we're going to see more and more of them.
Yeah.
And still waiting for them to get their showroom account back.
Yeah. This is at a Zenkoku, by the way. Okay. So maybe that's why they decided to do it at a Zenkoku, because there's usually a performance involved.
Yeah. Makes sense in a way. Okay. On March 10th, we had the AKB48 group Center Shiken, where fans and members could participate in a test to determine their knowledge about the whole AKB group. And yeah, I saw some pictures of the questions. There were some really, really tough ones. I don't know about you guys. But
yeah, and it was like the 48 group, so even if you like really know one group, like some question are like members from foreign groups, things like that.
Yeah.
Super tough, yeah.
Yeah, even like Don-chan was so sad. They went pretty good on SKE, but for all the other groups they failed. Also.
Yeah, and like Don-chan, like Ami too, like they're SKE fans, so apart from that, they don't know many things.
Yeah, I think it was interesting that when I saw pictures of the venues, like for AKB and so on, when they had I think in Makuhari Messe or so, they were at a separated area for the members and with even a huge space between them. And for SK, it just looks like they were sitting right between the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were 3 empty rows separating them.
Okay.
But yeah.
At least it felt much closer.
Really, the crazy thing about that event is that they got that many people to pay, what was it, 7,500 yen to take a test?
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you get a prize if you're in the top 5%.
The top 1%, I think, and yeah, the prizes are pretty crazy.
Yeah, for top 1. There's also some for top 3, and then I think there's some also for top 5. Yeah.
Does anyone know what the prizes are?
It's I don't remember exactly, but it was similar to what you can get in the New Year's Fukubukuro.
Yeah, you got a guaranteed theater.
Okay.
Pass thing. I don't think it was just one theater you could go to. You also had, I think, a checky and another 2-shot with the members, and yeah, you had some personal interaction with members that you could get.
Okay, so not too bad then. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's. I'm curious how our members ranked. Yeah. Next on March 10th, we had some more events.
There were 2 Watashikai, so handout events for Mushiki no Hiro. One of them in Osaka with Kumazaki Haruka, Saito Makiko, and Hatagon, and one in Tokyo with Nao Yunana and Sato Karo at HMV. So yeah, it's just basically you go buy the CD, so the limited versions, and they will hand it out to you directly. It's not a handshake. You cannot shake hands with them after, but well, at least you get a CD that was touched by a member.
Yes, for some it is enough. Then, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say these handout events are kind of funny because one time at the 9th anniversary, I just remembered I had I bought this magazine for the 100% SKE at a handout event, and all the members, like there were like 6 or 7 different members, and only one is supposed to give it out to, but they all touched it to like put their pheromones on it or whatever.
Okay.
And they're like, here you go.
That's really meaning behind it. Okay.
I did it as well for the 100% SKE. So actually, I have a magazine that I still need to give to Jeff. I forgot last time because it was Yukina who was handing it out. And I already bought one in the morning for me from Ishikirena. But when I saw it was Yukina, okay, well, I need one for Jeff. And I told Yukina it's for a fan of yours in France. And when she heard that, she rubbed her arm everywhere on her chest and all, and then rubbed her arm on the magazine.
That's why you kept it.
Okay. Nice to know these things. Okay. On March 10th and 11th we had on March 11th was the Nagoya Women's Marathon, and on March 10th there was a promo event where Ryoha, Minarun, Dasu, Naki and Yumana participated, and on 11th on the actual marathon there were Ryoha, Yumana and Naki running the marathon. Yumana was fastest with 4 hours 59 minutes and 57 seconds, so barely under 5 hours, which was actually her goal. Naki went with 5 hours and 51 minutes, and Ryoha was 6 hours and 22 minutes, which is still pretty impressive in my opinion. I think I would only make maybe 10 kilometers max.
Well, I think Ryoha hurt her leg.
Yeah,
Yes.
so her limping at the end,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Yumechi, Sonoguchi Yume, was there as a staff member. She got graduated last year, but she's popping up everywhere recently. So it was, she was posting that on Instagram, and apparently she was translation stuff for English, which is, in my opinion, pretty surprising. But
Yeah, English, okay, like something like that. I saw the pic today.
yeah, so yeah, it's nice to see that we have so sporty members in SKE too, running the full
Yeah, this was
marathon.
Yumana's third marathon.
Yeah.
Actually, and she beat her time of last time. And Yumana's first marathon, I think, was in Guam, and she had a time near like what Ryoha got this time. So you can see she improved over now. She got it under 5 hours now.
Yeah.
Just barely. It's nice to see them improve.
Yeah, I also saw a video where they had an interview with some professional runners or so, and they said, of course, like running in 2.5 hours or so is really exhausting, but they said also that running for 6 hours must be really hard too, even if it's slower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, well, at 6 hours, you don't really, like, you walk a lot.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, that's also, by the way, why they missed a couple stages last week and also next week. We will come to that soon. Also we have one more news about a graduate member.
Yeah, so, well, it was announced earlier, but Sato Mieko got married, and a lot of members were there. So you can check out the picture and see them all. I guess there's two things to take away from this, from the picture. One is that Iron still looks as good as always, and the other is that we finally saw Yukapi's face since her graduation. They had meetups with her constantly since her graduation, but she never wanted to reveal her face, so they always like put an emoji or something over it. And she said, "Okay, for this day, you can, for this occasion, you can show my face." So she still looks the same as always. She didn't get disfigured or anything. She's alive. No, because like you couldn't see her face for all these years.
Yeah, it's actually same with Yumichi. She barely shows her face on pictures when she meets members, or even on private Instagram. So maybe some graduate member thing for some at least. So with that we finish the news part and move to the theaters. First we heard 2 Team KII stages on the 4th, but since nobody of us had time to watch those, we just skip over them. They were just normal stages anyway. On the 5th we had Kenkyusei stage. Again, like a normal Seishin Girls stage. It was Wada Aina's Seitansai, and there wasn't too much to say about, except like the letter was written by Wanchan, and it makes sense because she was also Kenkyusei for a really, really long time, I guess. So they share some, or she can give her some advice how to continue.
Yeah, and with actual Kenkyusei performing this time. So I guess for the Seitensai they are going to have like Kenkyusei, and like next week there's a mix of regular and Kenkyusei.
Okay.
So
So slowly it becomes visible what they mean with a shuffle stage, I think.
It's kind of weird because like the King KII who are performing are the ones entering a lot. So like for the members who only have this stage, like they're not performing, so
yeah,
don't know what they're doing.
We will see. Next on 6th we have the Satan Sai from Sunagaoka.
Yeah. So like I think it was one of the first. Maya wasn't there. So actually, Ochan did the unit Kimino CW. I'm pretty sure it's the first time because Lala and Maya wasn't there. The letter was from Dasu and read par Dasu. So yeah, nothing special.
Okay.
I think like Ochan is pretty funny to see her in Team E because she's kind of like when they announced she's going to go to Team E, it was pretty surprising because she's like the princess type in Team E with a bunch of weirdos. So yeah, it's pretty funny to see her.
Yeah, I guess it's maybe more K2 material. S is also too weird for her, so
yeah,
difficult to see. On 7th we had another Seishin Girls stage, but with full members. And it was also just a normal stage, so not much to talk about there. Next on 8th we had Sugiyama Aika's Satan Sai and Team S stage. We had Marin, Izumi and Aina as Kenkyusei, because Jurina wasn't there as usual.
Lan too.
Yeah, exactly. And we had Akapin was performed by Ryoha and Ai, and a very funny scene was during Ainu Rule when Yokonyan's penlight tube on the thing on top flew away, and she was just having the light in the end. So
yeah, and Kamimu's one, like it wasn't working. So yeah,
perfect fail performance. The letter was written by Ichino Narumi and read by Hyosu. And yeah, Ai said she was really happy to get Narumi's letter because she was going to be great.
Yeah, the perf was great. Like the fans, they were going crazy. Like for the introduction MC.
Yeah.
Like they were really great.
Yeah, actually, Ai said in the MOBA before she asked her fans to make it the loudest and funniest Satan Sai ever. So at least the fans who take the MOBA knew about that and gave extra effort.
Yeah, for Chikako, for example, instead of 2 shot, she said 2 shot.
Yeah.
So like the public was like chew. Like yeah, it was very good.
Yeah, and she did the kiss in the end at Samsung. I had really great facial expression. I saw a picture on Twitter. It was really hilarious. And her speech was also really good. She said last year was really frustrating because she was moved to the last row of Team S for the Igaini Mango coupling song. And she wants to, of course, to be more front, and she declared she wants to become center of Team S stage, which is of course a lot of rivalry there. But she moved more to the front for Mushiki no Iro, so she's on a good way. And she said she was really grateful that her last year's goal, which was to increase her handshake slots, has worked out, and she went up to 2. So this year's goal is to rank in Senbatsu and become center of Team S.
Yeah, gonna be hard in Team S, like with Luchan, for example.
Yeah.
Mio's. Yeah. And Yukonyan, like she's very hungry, like in terms of stage positions, like she wrote a blog this week, like just on that too, because she was the last row on the Session Girls Quen. So yeah.
Yeah. So this will be tough competition, but
good competition. Yeah.
It's good for a team to have this kind of competition. Yeah. So good thing there. Okay. Next on the 9th we had Kenkyusei stage, which was Team E stage. Sorry.
Yeah.
But we had Kenkyusei's Miku, Kowaku, Izudin, and Nono-chan enter that. Other than that, I think it was just a normal Kenkyusei stage, which again
I couldn't see it. Yeah.
Yeah. We were pretty busy this week. On 10th we had another Team S stage. It was Wanchan had to skip this performance because she was sick, and Ryoha was out because of the marathon. So we had Ami, Madin, Izudin, and Aina enter. Aina was there actually as scramble. So after the center chicane, she just immediately entered, and Izudin also had to change her position in a second. So really great for all of that. I think it was the first time Wanchan missed a Team S stage, so we got to see a different person for Ainu rule, which was Piasu. Makes sense in a way, and since they're both fourth generation, it was nice to see. Akapin was by Juna and Yokonyan, and Luchan centered for Muishiki. So here we have again the center competition.
So I really have to see that.
Yeah, it was really great. Yeah, and with that we've already finished the theaters this week. As mentioned, a couple of Satan Sais, but we had not much time to watch it. And we move to the TV and media roundup. First made Musubi no Ichiban as usual. This week we had Uchiha Mikoto, Kitano Duka, and Ichino Radomi. And the topic was like they went to a restaurant and had a nice menu, but they were only allowed to eat when they were telling a nice backstage story or inside story from various topics like stages, TV shows, and so on and so on.
Yeah, pretty much it was based on how much shit you are talking about other members. So it was pretty good.
Yep. It's like not much action this week, but some nice backstage information, so not too bad. The Dasu and Yuki challenge was they had to make like cracking noises with their body, with their bones. They had 10 tries to make it crack as much as possible. I think Yuki only made 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And Dasu was just every
crushing
movement.
Victory.
I really hate this noise, so watching that was just painful. Especially in the end when they just put a micro to her back and she just turned and it's one long cracking sound. It's the worst. It's painful to hear. So yeah, another win for Dasu.
Making a comeback.
Yeah, she really recently she's on a winning streak. The 32nd appeal was Okada Miku, and she was playing guitar. Yeah. Then we had the Nijanai videos, which featured the members from 26th February to 2nd of March. There was some really funny at it. Of course, for me, the most favorite was Ai and Narupi. But, for example, Ida Leona and Suzuki Dika was also nice to watch.
Yeah, I watched them this week, but yeah, nothing really special.
Yeah, just normal fun. I guess if you're a fan of one of the members, it's nice to watch them, but other than that, it's not too much notable content this week. Yeah, almost same for the Sanjanai video on March 10th. There were Takatsuka Natsuki, Ichino Narumi, and Hidaka Yuzuki, and it was Ichino's graduation special because apparently she won't appear again until end of March. So yeah, if you're a fan of Ichino, so you should watch that maybe. Okay, next we had the Zero position on March 3rd.
It started just after we finished recording last week.
Yeah.
So yeah, we talked a bit about it already, but so to refresh, it's a singing competition with 10 members. So 5 last week, and there will be 5 more next week. And Ryoha is the host. One of the 2 hosts. The other one is a guy. I don't know who he is. They have a jury of so a woman who is a singer for musicals, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
A guy who is a teacher of opera at a music university, and the main judge is what's his name? Inoue. No.
Yeah, something like that. He's the producer.
The producer who produced many songs for the 48 group. And also he produced, he chose the setlist and members for the 8th special stage of AKB, Kamikyoku Shibari, which from SKE includes Nao. So he already knew about her. I'm not sure if he knows the other members or not.
Yeah.
So I don't remember exactly the order in which the 5 members went. What I remember is that Rikachu was first.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday again. It was Rikachu, Nachi, Mikoti, Miku, and Nao, I think.
Yeah. And Rikachu was super nervous going first.
Yeah.
There is the TBS released a couple videos of the rehearsals on their YouTube channel. And Rikachu was doing actually way better during the rehearsals, but going first on the main event, she was too stressed and kind of failed.
Yeah, I think it's nice to see that they're taking this competition really, really serious and just get nervous.
Yeah, so before singing, each of them gives a small speech about their goals. Their goals in regards to singing. Like Rikachu said that she wants to be a seiyuu and so probably at some point sing some anime opening or ending. Now one of her dreams is to do a solo concert. Apart from Rikachu, Mikoti and Nachi gave very average performances, I think.
Yeah, I think at least Nachi was also pretty nervous. At least was the impression I got.
Was completely expressionless.
Yeah.
And actually, one of the judges asked if it was on purpose, because if it was on purpose, maybe it could fit with the theme of the song. We said, oh, no, that's not. That's just my normal expressions. I didn't do it. Didn't try to do anything.
That's not what you have to. That's not what you say. Yeah.
So Miku was really good. It was there was no special, nothing wrong with her performance. A nice voice. All the songs chosen were a bit boring. So that's the complaint I have, but that's for the 5 girls.
Yeah.
And then, but now just killed it. I mean, it's probably the best solo singing performance that I've heard in the 48 group.
She was really.
9 years of being a fan, so.
Even the judges said they're only just maybe 2% missing or so to a completely perfect performance.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be very hard next week for the other members to beat that, I think. So
yeah.
I don't see anyone who can beat that.
Yeah.
No,
so unless there's a really surprise
good.
we've never seen before, there's no way. So I guess
I thought Miku was a nice surprise.
Yeah, indeed. I think problem for her is like her voice is really like a whisper voice. She also mentioned that herself.
Yeah.
So it's hard for her to do really strong expressions in songs like Nao's song, for example, had like really strong expressions.
Yeah, compared to when they did this kind of singing competition in AKB Bingo, they did it a few times at least. At least twice. So Nao won the first time, and she lost to Oda Elina from Team KII the second time. But clearly her technique has improved. Now she probably got some singing lessons. I don't know. I remember the first time when she won that, Rion was there too, and I know that Rion then started taking singing lessons with one of the judges.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's the case for now, but yeah, I'm pretty sure she must have lessons. She has much more control than before.
Yeah, I think this one felt much more serious than the AKB Bingo ones, but that's maybe just because it's not a variety show in that closer meaning. Also, I think Yoha looked really great in the dress she was wearing. Like it has really a feeling of a high-level event. Some sort of.
I forgot to mention, but it was not the not the instrumental version of the songs that was playing behind. It was a pianist who was playing was playing all of the songs solo. Yeah. So that kind of that goes together with the dress that Yoa had, the tuxedo of the other host, to give it like a very formal feeling.
Yeah, it's less like karaoke and more like really competition.
Yeah, it really had the sense of the zero position, like the early episodes where they were actually competing, and then obviously that's what they're doing, they're competing for that zero position. So it had a really competitive feel to it, which is cool.
Yeah. What do you think we can look for next week? Like any one you guess could be really surprised or something like that? Like for me, I think Sarina could be really good. I mean, she also wants to sing in musicals and so on. So
I've never heard her singing actually, so I have absolutely no idea.
I have no idea.
Just the impression I get from her sings. Also, I think Nojima has like a similar voice to Miku, which is more whisper, like you hear it in Manazashi Sayonara. It's also not so much volume in it, I think.
Speaking of Manazashi Sayonara, Yumana was singing that before in Team KII. Has a pretty nice voice. Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, she does.
Yeah. As I mentioned last week too, I said we should watch with confidence. So I'm still hoping for her to be a surprise, but I can really not clearly see her like.
Do you think she can beat now?
No, absolutely not. I'm just happy if she gets a third or so. I don't know. Second might be also really difficult, but third should be fine if she's not too nervous. Okay, then we had, actually last week we had SK Gakuen, just for the monthly web show. And I don't know if any of you watched it, but
yeah,
it was kind of fun to watch, I think.
Yeah, the first half was really fun. Well, the second, when they were cooking, maybe a bit less.
Yeah.
But the competition in the beginning. So it was games to win some sushi, basically.
Who were the members?
Yukina, Mio, Ruchan, and Yokonyan.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's good.
And Ryoha was the host.
Yeah. And but basically it was a competition between Mio and Yukina in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because the other two couldn't get anything correct.
Yeah, so we know about Ruchan being not the brightest, but Yokonyan was surprising. But she failed in a funny way. Like when they had to draw kanji, she said, that's the kanji which is in my head, the right one.
And then, then at the end, in the beginning they were each winning some sushi, but then the last game you could take sushi from the other members, and that's where Mio, who had been doing pretty well, like completely fell apart. And in the way, it's Yukina who ended up with almost all of the sushi, and Mio was super pissed because she's super competitive. Yeah. She hates losing, and I could hear it from her voice in the way she was saying when she was getting because the other member could choose which sushi from which member they wanted, and when she was getting chosen, like the way she was that's the voice she has when she's mad at something, like on her showrooms, for example. Often with her sister, they kind of have small fights, kind of for fun, but you can tell right away when Mio is pissed, and she was super pissed.
Yeah. Also, she mentioned she specifically learned kanji for C stuff before the recording, so she was like really preparing herself. And they also had the segment where they had to catch living fish out of a bowl, and Yokonya was just terrified of those.
That was surprising, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see any of the other girls be terrified, but maybe not Ruchan, because she's kind of usually people who are kind of backass, they don't really care, they just go for it. But so Yokonya, it was really, really surprising. She was the last one, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Not wanting to touch it.
Just like I mentioned, the first half was really funny to watch. Yeah. Okay. Then we had also the AKB48 show remix last week.
Yeah. So the remix episodes, basically, when they don't have time or budget to make a real episode, they just show past performances. And so this time there were two SKE performances. One from the Dreaming Girls, so it was a unit for a B-side of Mae no Meri. So the song is Seifuku Okita Meitantei. So Meitantei is a detective, so they are all wearing some kind of detective clothes. Basically, they look like Detective Conan.
It's a really cute song.
It's Kuma-chan Center, and basically it's all the cute members who were in the group at that time.
Yeah.
Were in this song. The second performance was Ameno Pianist by Nao, Ryoha, and Yukina, and that's this kind of performance is exactly the reason why I'm an idol fan. It's
they are
perfect from A to Z. Great song, 3 beautiful girls, beautiful costumes, nice singing, nice dancing. It was amazing.
Yeah, I watched it as preparation for this episode, and it was really, really great. I just intended to take some screen caps, but I ended up watching the whole song, I think twice or so, because it was just really great. Yeah, so with that, we've also finished all the media this week, and we move on to our discussion topic. Like last week, when we introduced you to the S members, we start with the K2 members this week, starting in alphabetical order. And anyone wants to tell something about the history of K2 maybe first?
Yeah. So basically, it was created from most of the second generation members. So back in 2009. But the third generation was actually added to the group just 6 months after, so there were also some pretty early in the team. So it's the team who, from the start, had the image of being very friendly, because it was led by Takayanagi Akane, and there was Airi, Furukawa Airi, next to her. Well, they were both really trying to include everybody, to make sure there was the best atmosphere possible. Also, but the fact that these girls spend time together, as SKEncore say, compared to Team S, where they all arrive and want to be same as AKB or NMB's first generation. Like, you didn't really have a team spirit. Like, there were more rivals, while the K2, all the second generation for any group, basically, really bonded much more than the first one, and they managed to keep that spirit up until now. Like, even when there were shuffles, they always kept Churi and Airi as the basis of the team. So after the second shuffle in 2014, who gave us the current team, it was the first team who was really able to get some team spirit very quickly. Though he did it pretty quickly as well, but compared to West, for example. So they haven't been hit by graduations as bad as Team S. So actually, now they are the team with the most members in the SKE Senbatsu. I think 9 or something like that out of 16.
Yeah, something.
Or even 10. And I think that's probably it's linked to that fact that they didn't have that many graduations. The team was maybe younger than Team S after the shuffle.
Yeah,
so there's many girls who like six generation girls were waiting their time, and yeah, recently from last year, it became their turn to become Senbatsu member. So I think it's going to be a cycle. because it's gonna go back to Team S with
I think
with the members I got from S generation and all.
Yeah, and I think a couple years back it was like K2 who were in the like sort of crisis, if I remember right.
The list members in Senbatsu for a while.
Yeah.
So it's
for
like,
a long time.
The girls were maturing inside the team, and
so they've made the restart now, and after that, it's just gonna be the next. It's always after the, like Lala said, after the sun, after clouds comes the sun. So there's always sun behind the clouds. But yeah, let's start with the members. First one is Aoki Shiori. Her nickname is Oshilin. She is 21 from Shizuoka. She's in the 6th generation. Her penlight colors are yellow and blue and white.
So Oshirin is the, she's one of the 6th generation members who, hasn't quite made it like the other ones have. I guess you can compare a bit to Ida Riona from Team E.
Yeah.
As kind of one of those members who just don't look like they're gonna, make it through. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I think that's the correct word. Don't look. So sorry to say that, but it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead. Funny face in this way. Like, not bad looking.
Yeah.
In a certain way, but.
Yeah. But not not the typical idol, like not the one that the fans will.
Will. So she's actually, like, they always joke about her being ugly. Like, it's just something they all say. Like, they always she's always been compared to Kautan. Like, okay, you two are the ugliest ones in the team.
And they always say that she has no aura. Like, they often
she doesn't.
Like,
she really doesn't have an aura.
Yeah, and they always say, you're a staff member or something. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you've seen her in person, she has absolutely no aura. She just seems like a random girl that's still in the group. I don't mean this as a bad thing. I like her. But she gets depressed a lot. She writes a lot of kind of depressed sounding blogs. So, I mean, I actually like her, and I'd like to see her succeed. The thing is, she often gets down and depressed. A few months ago, she wrote a blog about how she was really feeling bad because she apparently when she joined when she joined SKE, she had to delete all the, well, she didn't have to, but she did on her own accord, where she deleted all the mails, the contact information on her phone, and every guy she knew, she just cut contact with, because she's like, I'm an idol now, so I have to concentrate on that, and I have to have no distractions. So she's really, she really said, like, hey, I've sacrificed a lot for the group, and it sucks when I've sacrificed this much, and I think I have some fans who are loyal to me, and they just don't shake hand to these younger generation members. So I'd say she's a pretty awkward member if you've seen her talk in showroom. I think it can be a bit charming, though. I think like she's pretty funny. I think maybe not on purpose, but I really find her funny.
You can relate to in some way, like
no, definitely
not like the goddess in front of you, but
and I think she's funny. I've never talked to her. I've seen her a lot. I haven't talked to her. Currently, I guess her biggest thing that she's doing is she's the ambassador for Yaesu City in Shizuoka. I think she's the only person in SKE from Shizuoka.
Yeah, if I think so too.
Correct.
Pretty sure, yeah.
So yeah, that's Oshirin.
Okay.
It's funny because, like, in an old Happy Friday or Happy Cal show, like the last one where they did the
killing. They pranked her.
Yeah, it was like so good, and at the time I thought she was actually cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think she's ugly.
Absolutely.
Personally.
No. Okay, next is Ara Yuki, or Yuki-chan. She is 19 from Kyoto, first draft generation, and her penlight is green and purple.
Yeah, so Yuki-chan is another member who, again, like Oshirin, I've seen a lot of her in person. I've never talked to her. And I guess her main catchphrase is that, she likes alpaca, like the llama-looking animals.
Yeah.
That's kind of her little drawing design kind of thing. It's funny. Yeah, macaron too, yeah. It's funny because I've been following her for such a long time. I've read some of her blogs, but honestly, I didn't really know what to say about her really here. but she has really good relations with her fans. Like you can say that about a lot of members, sure, you know, but her fans really seem to, you know, they really like her. I know that sounds like a stupid thing to say because obviously you're a fan and you're gonna like the member, but she has really loyal fans, I find, and they are willing to spend a lot of money on her. So she might not have the most fans, but she's ranked in SKEncore, and right now she's doing well in the P4U event.
Yeah, and
so her fans definitely have some money.
Yeah, and she's like getting some nice jobs recently with the, for example, Zebra Angels or the like Musubi segment.
Yeah. So she's D1. So she's from the first draft, which I kind of conflate with the 6th gen in a way, like you would the 7 and the, you know, the D2. Yeah. So sometimes I think she's a 6th gen, but you know, I'm not ready to give up. Give up on her. I'm maybe not that, but I think she might have a chance. Like we've seen Naki get into Senbatsu recently for this single.
I can see.
And before Naki got in Senbatsu, I was like, okay, Naki and Yuki-chan, they kind of resemble each other.
Yeah.
Maybe that's wrong, but that's just how I felt about those two members. So I'm not willing to say like, oh, she has no hope of getting into Senbatsu ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been like at the gate of Senbatsu for a long time, but yeah, with the new generation,
it's
going to be harder and harder.
Yeah. So that's why I think her time might be up for getting in and not. I really wanted to see her in Senbatsu, I'm not going to lie. Like, I am biased. So I kind of was hoping for her instead of Ruka. I'm just going to say that right here. So I'm a bit about that, but whatever. She made a big thing about liking Koji Haru from AKB, and she still says that she wants to be a comedy member, but she's not really had those opportunities. So it's kind of sucked for her.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's pretty much like me, like the team, the D1, like I've seen them from the first time. I really like her, but every time I've seen her, I have nothing to say to her. So
exactly.
Usually I just go to her, like I praise her, like when she cut her hair, or things like that. Each time it's really good, but like I never had like a big conversation with her.
Yeah, like many members praise her for her legs, I think, actually.
Oh, I do too. I think they're very nice.
They are some of the best in SK, not as good as Mio's legs, but...
No. I like Mio's legs. I'm with you there, Willie, but Yuki-chan has the best legs, in my opinion.
Okay.
Just going to put that out there.
Next up is Uchiha Mikoto, or Mikoti. She is 22 from Mie Prefecture. She is 2nd generation, and her penlight is orange and yellow.
Yeah, so Mikoti is, like you said, 2nd generation, so she's only one of the 3 left. So she has the tomboy kind of character. She's got a deep voice. She's tall. She's lanky. She's not feminine. What? I mean, it's true, right? She's not. She's a tomboy, but she has a kind of funny Genki character. She has a lot of female fans.
Yeah.
That I've seen. So that doesn't mean that because you have that tomboy character that you're not gonna have fans. So she recently formed the Strawberry Punch unit with Yuzuki. They won the unit battle, and I thought she didn't perform that well on the on that vocal competition in 0 position this week or last week, but I thought sometimes I think she has really good vocal performances. Maybe that's just me and I'm crazy, but.
No.
That's not the impression I get from her. Just by looking at her, I think, okay, she's probably not a good singer, but she can, she can be a good singer, and she's a good. Well, in my opinion, I appreciate having her in the stages. She adds,
she's
like
really
a lot
good
of
at talking, also like MCs and so on.
Yeah, she has a bit of a
leaders
tendency.
for MCs.
Yeah. She has sometimes a tendency to take over the MCs. But you get the feeling that everyone likes her. She's you get good vibes from looking at her and seeing her interact with the others. So
I haven't talked to her yet, but I met her last year during some festival in Nagoya when she was on stage doing some stuff, and it was also nice to see it there. And apparently she has a running gag with all her fans that she likes to drink beer and so on.
Oh yeah, she does. Yeah, she's like Makiko in that regard.
So. It's always funny to see.
She reminds me, like, again, I haven't really spoken to her much in person, but when I went to K2 and E theaters, Mikoti and Don-chan are always the same with me. So they're kind of the same in my eyes. I don't know. They seem to like foreigners, and they're very expressive when they see me. So.
Okay, next we have Ego Yuna, or Ego-chan. She is 17 from IT, 5th generation, and her pendant is pink and yellow.
Yeah, so Ego-chan, she has that angel, her nickname is Egoten, so that's another one of her nicknames. So she has the angel character, she has the pure character. She was pushed from a pretty early age, I would say, like a bit like Ryoha. If you guys remember the old Ebby Friday shows.
Yeah.
They were they were pushing them both there, and like all the members were kind of going crazy over them,
Yeah, also for Ebby culture when Okubo. They were assistants.
Yeah.
But yeah, on these shows actually, contrasting to her pure image, she has a pretty sharp tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she really does. Yeah.
I think she's pretty smart and can find the right things to attack other members.
Yeah, she's pretty vicious on MCs.
Yeah, so the image mostly comes from her looks, I think. She really looks like a doll to me for some reason.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. Recently, last year, she's done a collaboration with Churi where she writes, she's drawn this bird-looking thing that's pink. It's called Yosaku.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've gone to any recent events, they're everywhere. Because they've made merchandise out of them.
Mm-hmm. That
was their original goal when Churi's. Ego-chan, she just sent a picture to Churi online, and she's like, "Hey, look, this is my bird. It looked like shit." And Churi's like, "What the hell is that?" And so they made like anime blogs, and it's been a long time since they've had one, but that was like a running thing for a while, and so they made merchandise out of it. So even people who I don't think are really fans of either Churi or Ego-chan have those things, and you can identify SK members now with that. People put those on their bags a lot, hanging.
Well, it's not so standing out, I guess. So.
They're expensive.
Okay.
I'll tell you that. They even made a neck pillow out of it.
Okay. Next we have Ota Ayaka, or Ayamero. She's 17 from Gifu, 7th generation, and her pendant is red, orange, and yellow. She's pretty of a reaction queen, actually, I think. Almost like Yukirin. Whenever there's some pranks or so to react to, she always overreacts. It's like one of her trademarks, I think.
Yeah. Sorry, I actually, of all the K2 members, I think I know, she's one that I know the least about. She said she's really bad at English. That's that's one thing I remember. She was one of the members. I know one of you is going to mention it, but I guess I might as well jump the gun. But she was one of the members who kind of got in the under 18 Gravure ban before it happened.
Yeah.
Where she was in the 100% SK, I think.
Yeah.
People went crazy about it. Yeah. Well, she's about to hit 18 anyway.
Yeah, and she's not getting nervous, but whenever she's under pressure in any games or so, she's starting to stumble and all this. It's really funny to watch, especially the Nijanai or Sanjanai videos are really.
Yeah, right now she's really the highlights of the Ninja Nayo. She's doing pretty much one every week. It's like a continuation of our punishment. So she's recently she's the favorite.
And I think she also has done one with Wan-chan, and I'm not entirely sure, but those are always really funny, and especially when it's about getting touched by Wan-chan also. The most members react a lot, and Ayamero does it even more.
Yeah, and I think she's one I think from the 7th gen there's a lot of people like that, but I think she can hit a boom like in a year or 2 years suddenly and get super popular.
Yeah.
I think she's super cute, I think.
Yeah, and she has a funny character, so she
she
should have all the requirements for success.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't, like you've said, she hasn't caught on yet. She's just kind of there in K2 as of right now, and is kind of, I don't want to call her a background character. That's kind of her role right now. She hasn't, she, like you said, she needs to step up a bit and maybe get some kind of growth and whatever, and growth in quotation marks.
Exactly.
And yeah.
Okay, next we have Obamina, or Minarun. She's 25 from Kanagawa. She's from AKB's 9th generation, and her pen lights are 2 light blue. She was transferred to SKE on the Great Shuffle in 2014, but she has been Kenin before that already, so she's like, most people see her as SKE member by now and tend to forget she was in AKB before, I think. But yeah, she was even captain in AKB already, so she's a really good leader type, in my opinion.
Yeah, she was captain and got demoted from her captaincy because of her scandal in Team 4.
Yeah, but she
now
came back.
apparently when she transfers, she's allowed again to be a leader. Yeah. I'm not sure how it works. Maybe it's because in SKE they call it leader, while it's called captain in AKB.
Yeah,
not sure.
Yeah,
but during her canin, she got very close to Churi and Airi right away. Like they even renamed the Furuyanagi duo into Furuyanagi Ba trio. And I think it was a good change for her, like because she was getting bullied in AKB because of her weight.
Well, she still got bullied in SK.
She still sometimes, but not
yeah, she has clearly left that behind. Like in the last, what was Line Life, Kodoka Aru, she just showed her weight and was like the lowest one of all the participating members.
Well, I mean, Rena was pretty harsh with her, but I feel like that was kind of more overplayed because of variety.
Yeah, of course.
Than anything, I feel like it was kind of meh. I don't know.
Also, like it's not like Minarun can't distribute some punches too. She's also has a really sharp tongue.
She can take it. So yeah.
yeah.
Also doing like the midnight stages and so on. It's always really funny.
Yeah. She's always pretty funny with. Go ahead.
Yeah, she tends to like fake pick fights with members.
Yeah. I think she likes being picked on too. Sometimes, like it's just like she likes taking a punch to throw one. But yeah, no, she's the current leader, and she's been doing a great job as it is.
Yeah.
And even if you aren't leader, you can like even before when Churi was still leader, or even now when Churi's not leader, those two are just running the whole team without Irene in there. Of course, they get help from other members too, but they've been doing a really an excellent job, and you can hear it when they ever show the videos of the members before stages or concerts.
Yeah.
And she gives some nice speeches, and you can tell that the members respect her, and that she has she's leadership quality material.
Yeah, also during the last Zero Position Uncut special, she was talking to Ryoha about all this leadership and so on. And she has really also a lot of experience in that case, so it's good.
Yeah, the other thing about her, she's very she's very good at expressing herself.
Yeah.
Like other members, like Churi and her often like they kind of have these events where they both kind of have these kind of talks and these discussion things. So she's always struck me as a very good person to talk. Well, I've never talked to her, but good person to talk about things with, and she just seems like a very bright person.
Exactly. Okay, next we have we have Kataoka Narumi or Narupi. She's 14.
Oh, you forgot.
No. Wait.
Oh, sorry, I skipped. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, we decided not to talk about Yunana. Sorry.
Exactly. Okay, we have Obata Yuna first. Nickname is Yunana. She's 16 from IT. 7th generation, light blue and white are her pen lights. And now I leave it to you.
She changed her pen lights last year because of her catchphrase. She wanted pink and yellow for the cherry and banana, but it was already taken by Ego-chan. So she made it 2 yellow and 1 pink. And then last year, she for some reason she was at some event and she tried to hold 3 pen lights at the same time and realized it was difficult.
It is.
So she changed to 2 pen lights, and I don't know why she picked white and light blue. Fact, she's the cutest girl who ever set foot on Earth. I think everybody can agree on that.
Yeah, maybe not.
Ocean.
The first time she appeared before the start of the first KII stage in 2015, was it? Yeah.
Yep.
She was very shy. So she had this image of being like the really cute girl, but like when she was asked to do some hangao, she couldn't do any. She would reply to questions by one-word answer. But then in July, when the first stage, there was the Shonichi of the party stage, surprisingly she was the center while people were expecting Kano-chan, and she was actually super energetic. She has a huge smile all the time, like so huge that her eyes are almost closed. And her and Lala were clearly the two most energetic girls, the two best performers, which was really something unexpected. The reason why she when she became center of a single for the first time, I think people who don't follow SKE much thought, oh, okay, they just picked the cute young girl to be a center, but no, she's actually a really good.
Actually, that
really
was
good
my
performer.
thought too.
Hmm?
I hadn't heard about her before either, so.
Yeah. And she's she's trying. She's really trying to do her best with performances. Like her unit is Zanen Shoujo, and she looked at Mayuyu performing it to take hints and improve her way of doing it. She's known to be stupid. Like other members will tell you. Ryoha told me just like that. Yeah, of course, Yunana is stupid. But actually, when you go talk to her in handshakes, that's when you really realize that you try to talk to her and she's gonna reply just I don't know. You ask her, are you close to this member or this member or etc. She says, I don't know. It's really tough to get some interaction with her. According to my wife, the reason she's stupid is that her mother is 32 years old. She's the same age as Jeff and I, and so if she got pregnant at 15 years old, it means she was a Yankee. So she's stupid, and apples don't fall far from the tree. Okay. Yeah, it's a very Japanese way to make generalizations.
It's pretty funny. Like with Yunana, I think the management was very smart. Like the first time I've seen her, like from I think it was 24 hours, like a thing with Makiko and Oshiri, I think. And so yeah, I've seen like I remember tweeting, okay, she's the next management girl. She's next center. And then we didn't see like anything from her for a while. Like they pushed Lala a lot, like from the start.
Yep.
And like with time, Yunana became more and more popular, and then they pulled the trigger. So like she didn't get any hate or anything. Like when she was center, everyone said, "Oh yeah, like Yunana center, of course."
Yeah, or like for some fans, it's, for example, like me, it was just okay. Finally, not Yunana center again.
Yeah.
yeah. I think that helped it, but I think practically, well, I'm not going to say every SK fan because I don't think Jurina fans like it, but I think it's safe to say that most SK fans, like the vast majority of SK fans, like Yunan as the center. She might not have the most fans, by herself. She might not rank high in Sosenkyo, but I think everyone can say, oh, we really like her. Like I've had, like every Churiyoshi I know, they're like after I kind of came back after 2 years, they're like, oh, have you, like Yunana, she's so cool, isn't she? She's like the new center, and like I love her, and she's so cute, like so everyone just seems, even if they don't go handshake her or anything, or like they don't really have much interest in her, people are like, oh, she's really cute, and she's it's nice having her as a center.
Yeah.
Well, the day they started to make her do gravure, like you knew that she was gonna be a huge hit.
Yeah.
And she got so many photo shoots in such a short time.
Yeah.
It's like okay, we released the ban on the Mizuki, and like all the publishers like jumped on it right away.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's when actually like a few months before she got picked as center, I was like, okay, with the push she's getting at the moment, she's the next center. Like I was still hoping that Nao would be the next center, but no, okay, it's gonna be Yunana. It's clear. So I was really not surprised when it happened.
Yeah, I think everyone was expecting it.
Yeah.
But Willie, even if you say she's not a good, well, I don't know if you said that, but even if she's not that reactive in handshakes, you're still gonna buy like hundreds of tickets for her, right?
Yeah, I changed my policy a bit. So instead of, I go see her at every slot, but with fewer tickets.
Okay.
Rather than like usually for other members, I like to stack tickets to have conversations. But more with Yunana, it's not really possible to have a conversation.
Okay.
So instead, I just go see her as many times as I can, just to see her smile in front of me. Anyway, when she's smiling at me, I lose all my skills in Japanese. So yeah.
Okay.
I would have even if she was responsive, I would have a tough time having a conversation with her. So.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we can talk a lot longer about Yunana, but let's continue with the members first. Next up finally is Katao Kanadami, or Narupi. She is 14 from IG 7th generation, and her pinners are pink and purple. And yeah, she's a really great person in the way that she's a great performer. She's performed a ton in the Kinkyusei stages, even for her promotion, and she was promoted quite late. But also in all the stages as under, often like in the scramble stages. So she really deserved the most theater appearances last year, and it was for all 48 group.
It was kind of surprising that she was promoted so late, as she was performing like a lot in the theater. I'm not sure if anyone knows of any reason.
The only thing I can think is about that, because she is so good in performing and so on, they wanted to keep her as a teacher for the 8th generation.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That was like the only way I can.
Yeah.
Other than that, no idea why.
Yeah, I don't know. You say she's. I mean, okay, I don't want to sound mean, but I mean the times I've seen her perform, obviously I really admire her performing that much. I think she has the stamina and she has endurance and she can perform for a very long time. I'm not sure I would say she's a great performer yet though. Like the songs I've seen her do, she's always made mistakes on them. And
I was more like
I mean obviously, but yeah, like given that she's performed so much, I was expecting a bit more out of her. So again, she's only 14, so I'm not going to expect her to be like the best performer in the world. But at the concerts I've been to and at the theaters, I mean, it sounds rude for me to say that she's disappointed me. I don't want to word it that way, but I'm still waiting for her to really show me something, that screams like, oh, I'm performing the most and I can get it on. I think what's missing the most is expression. She lacks expression, I think, during her performances.
It's not only performance actually, but for example, if you see it in Nijanai videos and so on, she sometimes even mentions that like talking is just bothersome and she just don't want to do it. So she often just sits there and watches.
Yeah, but I mean, you could be quiet in talking, but you could be very expressive.
Yeah, but for her
when dancing and performing.
She's just there.
Yeah.
But when she's with her, like Ayuka, for example, or Yucatan, she's always really funny to watch.
Yeah.
And so it's I guess she needs just to kind of get more out of herself, or come out more. to become better in that way. Next we have Kitano Luka, or Lukatin. She is 18 from Gifu, 6th generation, 2 yellow pen lights. And we mentioned her a couple times before already.
Someone did.
Yeah, Willie.
She's in Senbatsu now for a while, and
it was a bit surprising, I think.
Yeah, for me too.
Well,
yeah, I mean,
I think it's linked with
the fact that it was
popularity she got from her gravure. And actually, she was even trending on Yahoo News at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they did the top 100 AKB, you know, like when they have before the SKEncore, the last one, they have the top 100 members and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And they had like the top 5 members, and then they had her. So they had like the top 5 most popular members in the whole 48 group, and then they had her in the reverse shot because of 2 big reasons. But, yeah. I mean, you can keep joking about that, but anyway. People were saying that the reason she got in the Senbatsu in Igai ni Mango was, because it's a Mizugi and, that's why. Haha.
I mean, makes sense. I still don't know whether to include Harutamu then, but yeah.
Well, didn't she graduate shortly after?
Yeah, but for Mizugi, Luka makes sense in a way, and her character is quite funny actually. So
yeah,
nice
I mean, like she's. This is I guess I don't want to sound like I dislike Ruka, but my problem is that people see her just as the gravure person, right? And that's the problem when you do too much gravure, right? Is that overshadows your whole your whole personality. Which happened to, I forget her name, but the HKT girl that everyone knew just because of the gravure. She graduated shortly, but
no idea.
Anyway, so, but I mean, like Ruka's really funny in MCs, and like she really had the brat personality and character to her, and so she's really funny in MCs, and like people always say, oh, she's a really funny member, and she has a baby face, and people like her for very for very different reasons than just a gravure. So go ahead.
And she's been in Ekibingo like a few times too with her Xogaki character. So yeah. They just invite her to talk shit about the girls.
Yeah. So she has a lot going for her. But again, my only problem, and this applies to other members too, is that if the management goes too heavily on them being a gravure person, then it kind of overshadows them and like, it's good in the short term because you can get a lot of popularity through that, but after that, like, where do you go from there if you only get fans like that who just buy your gravure things and don't necessarily like you for any other reason?
That kind of leaves you just one way after graduation, and that's not the nicest way, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, even, like, 1 or 2 years ago, I tweeted, like, she's one of the prettiest girl in the 48, and at the time everyone was like, so and so is like is prettier, but I always felt like she was super pretty.
But for Japanese people, she has her skin is way too dark compared to.
It is. Yeah. They always joke about her in the theater stages about her being from Okinawa.
But it helps maybe the Kusugaki character because it has the image of being outside quite a lot and playing around.
But Willie's right there. That's really something that some people have even told me that she's too dark.
Yeah.
When especially being in Team KII with Ego-chan, who is one of the two
the whitest thing on earth. Yeah.
So I guess
her and Ru-chan are.
I guess for Western people it's not too bad because we're used to that. But
yeah.
And she's great. She's great in N-Check too. Like, and I've got what like maybe my favorite to shot with her. So you can see her and like she's really good.
Yeah, I haven't gone to see her, but people I know who go to her handshakes tell me that she's really funny and she's really like you can really get a sense of her personality and like she's really good at answering and talking. So
Yeah, and something like you don't have like to prepare a lot. Like she's very active.
Yeah.
She in Handshake, she gives me the same vibes as Chikako, for example.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I definitely get those vibes from her too.
Okay, next we have Shirai Kotono or Kochan. She's 15 from IT Draft 2nd generation, and her palettes are red and white.
Yeah, so Kochan is probably best known. Well, I don't know what she's best known for, but probably the pandas, right? That's what kind of comes to mind. She has a bunch of different panda pillow. Nuigurumi, like the stuffed animals.
Yeah.
And she has these. She periodically washes them, and they look like she's massacring them. You know, she's just killing them, and
or putting them in these vacuum.
Yeah. That was great. She put them in these like vacuum bags for the airport. Like when you put something in the plate.
She even went on what's the name of the show? Ariyoshi Hanseikai.
Yeah.
So, which is like a very famous national show.
Yeah.
To show how she was torturing her pandas, running them, flaying them, tied to balloons, etc.
They gave her like a creepy doll, like to take care of, like for a week or something. That's super good.
Yeah.
And so our fans, the panda army at the Junkan last year, like all the guys were wearing panda masks, and like the picture was everywhere. It was one of the highlights of the event.
The panda cult,
Yeah, she seems like she has like a very strong fandom, not like a big fandom, but like a niche fandom.
Yeah, really dedicated,
Because she's as well very dedicated. She's maybe the most professional girl in.
She's very impressive like that. Yeah.
For her age, she's just 15. It's impressive.
She's really mature.
Even like 2 years ago when she was still in junior high school, she was like before handshake events or any kind of event, she would make tutorials with screenshots to show the fans like how to apply for the events, how to get tickets, how to vote.
Yeah. And even now she's doing the YouTube thing and the showrooms all the time.
Oh, the showrooms are just and she's really creative with the showrooms too. You know, like they might not always work out the way she wants them to, but she has all these challenges.
Yeah, she did.
Where she's like all straight.
24-hour challenge or so, I think. She tried once.
Well,
did she ever do it?
24, but
she can't do it.
Yeah, I think they tried to get her allowance once, but.
Yeah. She's also known for playing P4U a lot. Like she's actually plays it. It's a really bad game, but apparently she likes it, or so she says. She also got a single due to the Janken. Dynamo when I did. And she's like Willie mentioned, she's extremely serious, and that doesn't only apply to doing like showrooms. Like I want to say every day, but anyway, she does showrooms a lot. But she's also like her blogs are also really long, and she writes them a lot. So for her age, she's really, really special. The one thing I'd say though is that sometimes I feel like when I went to speak with her, I felt like she. Like I didn't know what to tell her. Like she's a bit too serious sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah.
And this is. I mean, obviously it's my fault. I didn't know what to tell her, and I didn't really. I was just like, okay, hi.
Yeah. Like in Handshake, like my image of her is like a pro. Like I was going. It's the only member ever. So I wasn't supposed to go see her, and I was next lane. And like I was watching how she was like performing with the fans, and I had to go see her. Like I saw how she was doing, and so okay, I have to go see her. And like it's a pro. It was like 1 or 2 years ago, so she was like 13.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing I have to say about her, she's a good performer. Like it might not seem that way, but whenever I've been in the theater for K2. Like wow, she's really good. Like I really didn't expect that from her, and maybe it's just the performances I see of her. But I have to say, like she's one of the members that surprises me the most about performances. Like you might think, oh, this member's not that great, but really, really surprised me.
I'm curious to hear her sing, so I'm looking forward to next week's 0 position.
She's not the greatest singer, but like on Showroom, and I think like a lot of fans were surprised to see her in in the Zero Position episode. But in Showroom, for example, she does a full stage by herself, like dance and singing, and like just that is like super impressive. So not the best singer, but I think when she trains, she dances and sings. So yeah.
Okay, next we have Soda Salina or Sally. She is 25 years old from aus Saitama. She's first draft generation and her pen lights are red and light blue.
Yeah, so Sarina, obviously she has a kind of really cool story to her, which is she was picked last in the draft for the first draft, and by K2, and K2 they picked a lot of members. I think they picked 5 or 6 members in that first draft. One of them never made it, but they felt full, K2, and they felt like they didn't really need one, but they decided to pick an extra member at the end anyway, and ended up and no one else picked at that round of any other team, if I remember correctly. And so they picked Sarina last, and I guess like what a pick it was, because look at how far her career got. But she was a university student. She dropped out, and now she's back in university. And she's gonna finish in 2 years apparently.
At least what she's planning to.
Yeah. She's quite old though, so she joined at a very old age, relatively, I guess. She's obviously she's most known for her handshakes, that she always sells out, or mostly sells out, and it's quite something to see in person, her lane. If you're ever next to her lane and you kind of look at what she's doing, and you're like, wow, she has a very close interaction with her fans. They go to the handshake, so she really draws you in. Apart from that, she ranked very highly in the. She was 8 last year, right?
Yeah.
So SKEncore. Yeah.
And I have she has a pretty princess-like image to me. Like she wants to do musicals and so on, and for the SoloCon also she had like more traditional singer stuff going on. So it's for me she has like more not so much an idol image, but more like a professional singer or promi.
Yeah, she gets compared to Dasu a lot because they're both they both sell out their handshakes, and they're both they're both called like members that aren't pretty. And yet here they are.
They're both old hags.
And so they kind of they're kind of shit on by people for that, but they kind of take pride out of that, Dasu and Sarina, they both like people hating on them a bit and saying look, we can be a lot better and a lot stronger, and people say a lot of good things about her performances, but my eyes haven't really been caught to her in the theater, I have to say.
Yeah, and her SKEncore speech was pretty much that. Like, okay, you can talk shit about me,
exactly.
but just do the same, and maybe you're going to be in Senbetsu and SKEncore too.
Right, So don't talk shit about my fans. Talk shit about me if you talk as much shit as you want as you want, but don't hate on my fans, and you can call me like a flirter, or you can call me whatever you want, like dirty with my handshakes, but
Yeah, and the thing is, and I think it's pretty much the same for the members who join at 19, 20. Like, she's seeing it, she really wants to be an idol and she really wants to succeed. So
yeah, she's very competitive, I have to say.
Yeah, about that. Once, I don't remember, on AKB variety show, she said, "Look, I'm not here to make friends or anything. She's here to
she's just here to win."
That. So she's not at the top by chance.
Yeah.
Just she's really working.
Yeah. If I have one criticism of her, and again, I don't want to make this sound like I dislike any of these members, because this is just my I like the K2 members, but if I have one criticism of her, it's that sometimes I don't get the feeling that she's really with the whole team. Sometimes I get the feel that sometimes it's about herself. More than the team. I might be completely wrong about that. Look, I'm just putting that out there. Sometimes I get that feeling.
I get the same feeling. I don't think you're wrong. But,
okay. So sometimes in stages or whatever, and just how she's trying to market herself, I guess.
Yeah, I guess if you are so competitive as we mentioned before, then it just comes natural that you're not as good as a team player.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like Churi and Miron are really competitive too, I have to say, you know?
Yeah, but
like they're not, you don't take them lightly, but at the same time, they have the leader and team capacity.
There's something in addition for that, which is Selena currently missing. Okay, yeah. Next we have Takagi Yumana, or just Yumana. She is 24 from Aichi, the third member of the fourth generation. She has 2 white pen lights, and yeah, as mentioned before, she has run the marathon the third time yesterday.
Yeah, I can go on a lot about Yumana. I think I did a ranking recently about the members, and I think she's my third most, like after Churi and Maya, she's probably my third most liked member in the group actually. Yumana, but I've been following her for a very long time. I've never seen her, I've never spoken to her really, but I just really like what she brings to K2. Even she's one of the theater girls, right? That's kind of her role.
Like the fate of the fourth generation.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. She's quite old. She's 24. But she's always had the kind of mom image, I guess, or the kind of helping member. I remember when Ryoha first joined the group, and she was at Kenkyusei and spent some time with K2. I think it was on Ebby Friday that Ryoha mentioned this, but I remember Jirina was trying to get her to say that Jirina, I must be your favorite member, right? And she's like, no, Yumana's my favorite member because she's always she's just so nice. And she's just helping me with everything. And I really feel like that kind of, and that was a long time ago, obviously. That was years and years ago.
Yeah.
But I feel that really kind of perfectly describes Yumana because she gives so much to the team that I really appreciate. So, for example, she and not only with K2, with the other teams too, she's really outgoing. So if members want to do something, she'll just go with them.
Yeah.
And she really doesn't seem like a judgmental member at all, at all. She just seems to, she seems to be a really carefree person. She has a lot of hobbies. So for example, she's into DJing. She likes EDM music. She likes video editing. And I guess some people might call the video editing a bit bad, but sometimes I'm like, I find it a bit questionable, but it's cool because she made the music, the intro video for K2, if I'm correct.
Okay, yeah.
And she made the videos for a bunch of other stuff for SK as a whole.
Yeah, she made a video for the SKEncore and she didn't participate, right? She did a video to introduce some members.
Yeah.
And she did part of the right now AKB is doing one of their stages. Don't remember the one. SS8 I think. And she did a part of the dance medley. So they had a mix. And she did the one for Escape for sure.
And did she do a dance medley for Lena's graduation concert or so?
Yeah.
During Lena's graduation concert, I remember she Lena said Yumana did the. I don't remember if it was the music or the video.
Yeah. But yeah, she graduated university actually, so she's one of a few members who she did university at the same time. I think in movie or media studies.
Okay.
Because she's into that, so it's kind of cool. She has all these hobbies that she does along with the group, and at the same time, it's not like she's taking the group any lightly. So I really appreciate that, and also I personally I think she's the most beautiful person in K2. That's just my opinion, but and she always keeps touch with the graduated members and all kinds of other members. So she's a very social person, and she's always down to do whatever, it seems. And yeah,
it's nice to see that the fourth generation has like a purpose, even though they don't really make it senbatsu. They are really working for the teams, like Wanchan and Pios for Team S and Yumana here. So working really great.
the thing about Yumana though is when I was first learning about K2, she seemed like the super serious type, but she's one of the members that you like. The more you look at her, you're like, okay, she's a total joker, and she looks serious sometimes, but she's really not taking things that seriously sometimes, and she can joke a lot around with people, and she has a really weird hat collection. She owns like, I don't want to say 50 hats, but yeah, she owns all these hats, and none of them look really good, to be honest. But she just collects.
Okay.
She just collects like a bunch of them, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess we should finish here for today. We have still a couple members left, of course. We will do them starting from next week, and of course next week we will also start talking about the stages. I have to admit I have only watched one K2 stage so far, so.
Honestly, that's fucked up. Like, I can't believe it.
I know.
You need to get out right now.
I'm really guilty, but I'm living in my Team S bubble.
Before, and I actually flipped out. Like, I only watched like half before. No, get out. Like,
it's 1.5. I watched Mina and Setansai and.
Okay, 1.5. Wow. I don't know how you can. Yeah, I don't know. How
I have my beautiful Team S, so. I'm
fine.
So
you can have that.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, thank you for listening until here, and make sure to tune in next week too to learn about the rest of the Team K2 members. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, see you.